Hey guys, it's Suzuku ASMR. I haven't uploaded for 2 months, which is crazy. I've been busy with things and just didn't get around to making a new video. But here's one for you guys. I hope you enjoy. I've had creeps tailgate me or try to grab my attention on the road, and I just ignore them, which always worked. But this guy has to take the golden medal. My shift starts at the afternoon, and I was feeling off for most of the day. A beautiful sunny day, mind you. You know, one of those days where you drag yourself out of your bed to adulting. I decided to lift my mood up, so I wore something new that I had. A beautiful creamy white fox fur vest. And I hit the road. Looking like $1,000,000, feeling like $1,000,000, right? Well, maybe not. I played some piano tracks and hoped that I'll get out of this funk. I just needed something to comfort me, and those two things just didn't cut it. While I was driving to work, I decided to grab a drink. A nice, crisp green tea will definitely lift my spirit. There were 2 branches of a famous coffee shop. I could have gone to the first one with the drive-thru, but they use a pretty crappy tea brand as they ran out of the good stuff. So I had to go to the one that was inside a mall. Anything to feel better, right? I parked my car and I saw a private fleet of black SUVs, making it difficult to view the entrance. This is important to later. I grabbed a cold bottle of water and headed to the counter. I paid for my drink and got a cherry lollipop, 'cause why not? Waited for my drink, and once I got it, I started walking out. I had to pass a fountain in the courtyard before I can reach the exit. I slowed my pace as I noticed that I was walking too fast. I felt a bit off, but brushed it off. As I passed between the SUVs, a bus shot through quickly. I stopped in shock as I almost walked in its path. This didn't make me realize what was happening, as I got distracted and wasn't aware of my surroundings. As I walked further, I had to pass an area where there isn't anyone. It was shaded, but still outdoor, almost like under a bridge-style building, if that makes any lack of a sense. This was the way to my car. I noticed that I wasn't aware of my surroundings till I heard footsteps on my right. Then I saw a man in my peripheral vision, walking and matching my speed. At first I thought he was in a uniform, so I assumed he was a part of the cleaning staff in the mall. I felt off, but I told myself that I'm just being paranoid and overthinking. Next to my car and on my left side was a woman with a child who were getting into their car. This will make a lot of sense later. I was sandwiched between my car and hers. I was getting my keys out of my fur vest, and then I had to turn around in order to open my driver door, as I was a bit ahead of it. Once I turned, I saw a man standing. Looked like in his late 30s, skinny, average height, dark blue baseball cap with sunglasses, a gray shirt with some print on it, and black sweatpants, Croc shoes with socks. He was so close that it took me by surprise, and I was startled, but being nice and polite is in my blood, so I assumed nothing. The first thing that he said, "Why are you afraid?" I told him that I wasn't and asked him what he wanted. "Is your car for sale?" he said while grinning. I said no. Then he started to ask about how my dad was going and stuff along those lines. The fuck? I don't know you. Alarm bells were ringing in my head. I smiled as not to escalate the situation. I knew I had to do something. He was blocking my way to the small entrance, and if I decided to go the other way, which is a pretty large shaded parking lot with few people here and there. "It was nice to meet you, but I gotta leave," I said while smiling. "Give me your phone number," he said bluntly. I just repeated the same phrase and took a step closer to my door as I didn't want to show him that I was afraid. I was shitting bricks at that moment. Then he said something that made me want to crawl out of my skin. "Give me your phone number so I don't have to chase you around in my car." At this moment I knew I had to move fast, so I opened my door and ignored him. He kept talking, and I wasn't sure what he was saying, as it felt muffled. My anxiety was higher than the tip of Mount Everest now, and I was hit with this realization that even in public spaces and in broad daylight with people around, you can lose your sense of safety in a split of a second. I closed the door quickly and locked it. My fingers felt weak, but I managed to turn on the car. He kept knocking on my window. He was so insistent. I put my car on reverse mode, but I couldn't back out. The woman was halfway getting out of her parking spot, thus forcing me to wait. He kept knocking pretty hard and saying shit, nothing I understood. At that moment, I honestly just couldn't hear him. All I wanted was to noob out of there. I was so afraid and just baffled. I had to look at the window to see when the road will get clear so I can back out while he was standing in front of my window, rapidly knocking it. I avoided making eye contact with him. Once the road was clear, I hit the gas pedal and sped off. I drove to random places whilst my eyes are fixed on my rear view mirror to make sure he wasn't following me. It was so hard to breathe as my chest felt so heavy and my heart was beating out of my chest. I was glad he wasn't there. This creep followed me around the mall and waited for the right moment I was alone and threatened me to give him my phone number, and was totally unaware of how much of a fucking creep he was. My therapist will definitely hear about this. To the guy with the baseball cap and Crocs with socks, let's not ever, ever meet again. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll try to upload as much more as I'm able to, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.